We're... What are you, what are you giggling about? Alright, how you doing? You're smiling and you're...
Yeah. Steam.
I might be back in a minute. Did I say alright, how you doing?
Yes.
Yeah, that happened. I've had a weird day.
It's getting weirder now.
Yeah.
Right. Say bye-bye to him.
Bye. Like, why is it getting wet? I'm too old for this shit.
Well,
I don't know yet. Should I turn it back?
turn it back.
Okay. Wow. I was gonna say I've lost a fair whack.
Just making sure it's... Okay, it's better.
You think?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Last time I let you in with a pair of scissors, I went bald for months.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. But you're not bald on the chin. I managed to do a good job.
Alright. Have a cup of tea.
Oh, love one. Thank you, that's my payment. Just gonna get your face pubes off you.
Thanks, love. God, that feels... It's weird. This is weird. Where's the rest of it? Holy crap, that is short.
But it's thicker. Feel how thick
How
it
am I
is?
supposed to weave this into my pubes and strum it like a harp?
It needed a trim. It needed a trim.
You know, I haven't trimmed my beard since the bungalow.
I know. Needed a trim. You got a trim. Sorry. I love you. The people could be like, oh my god, he's not a hobo anymore.
Oh, he still is. He doesn't look quite like a hobo, but he still smells like one.
Oh no, the beard's been
Yeah, she's...
Tony and Guide.
Zaber, don't say it. I can hear it. I'm about to get stung to death as well.
Look at that. Look at that. The
The
fucking-
stingy thing?
No, the stingy thing, but look what's come out. My orb spider.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. She's gonna go and have it. Stingy thing out? I told you the orb
Oh,
spider will get
fuck. Let's see if I get any complaints. This is the most scary part. Will they even notice? Oh.
He's saving the dog.
Hi, buddy.
Hi, Dado.
Hi, Dylan. How are you?
This is my nightgown. Is it like a robe?
Yeah? Is it comfy?
Uh-huh. Hey, look, Beto. I found my ninja band.
Did you? Well, oop.
See?
Alright.
See, it's blue. My favorite color.
Hang on. And then.
This is a band for my robe
Alright.
slash my nightgown. See?
Cool.
How am I supposed to put this thing on?
I don't know, mate.
That's mom.
Do you just like wrap it around your dome and then tie it at the back?
No, it's not like a nightgown. Like a nightgown band. It's a ninja band, but you wear it on your head.
Up here?
Yeah,
Sure?
for sure.
Not a word. Not a word.
He's saving the dog.
Hmm?
The bad guy saving the dog.
Oh, right. You're watching this again, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it was a good show. He's saving the dog
Is he?
called Dana.
What's he doing? Why is there a dog there?
It's a rescue dog. Got lost.
Alright. It's on Netflix, is it?
Yeah. You versus Wild. You get to pick what he does. It's 2 options. He asks, and then you have to pick. Why would it be on YouTube? We don't have YouTube on these. Plus, it's not on BBC because I don't think we have BBC on this.
Don't know.
He saved the dog!
Good job. I think. Hello, Charlie.
Did you like a nice trial up the stairs?
Oh, my money.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it looks like I'm here for a little while morning now.
Sorry. Sorry. They didn't notice. Neither of them have even noticed.
No, it's fine. That's how you can tell.
Yeah, no, I don't plan to. That's kind of the groove. I'm not going to
So
say.
did I do a good enough job? The kids didn't notice.
Yeah, the kids didn't notice. My own mum didn't notice.
Told you. See? See? I'm clever. Apparently.
You is. Got a good brain in there.
Somewhere. If I rattle about a bit, it might kickstart.
Oh, that's good.
Headache.
I can hear it. Hello.
Are you sure that's not a pressure headache?
Ooh.
Right, let me get their uniforms. This little good man's want to start tomorrow.
Easy to kiss you with now, dear. Are you going to show what's happening in the art room?
Oh yes, right. The reason why I'm trailing mud relates to the issue mentioned yesterday with the Coke and Mentos. Not literally. The Coke and Mentos, the toilet is connected still. And we've had a workman round and we've been marching up and down alleyways, opening up drain covers and that to try and figure out what and where the problem is. Whilst, and we've, you know, we're empty at the moment. We're having to wait for, not next door, but the one over, to come back from work, so that we can check their drain, and then I don't know. That said, we've prepared. Does anyone want a sheet? We got that last time when the drain dropped. We're hoping the drain hasn't dropped again. But the workman that came down and said that, you know, the water issue that we're having in the back is most likely down to that piece of guttering right there. Not well, if you can see, it's got weeds growing out of it, so that's probably not doing its job, which is why it's all wet down there, which is why the back of the room is going a bit green. I really hope it's not a drop pipe. If it's a drop pipe, it's going to take a while to get it fixed, and I don't want to deal with it. I really don't want to deal with it. I really don't want to have to deal with it.
Hello. Can we put on some of that fighting boy who dies Netflix thing?
Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Uh-huh.
Yes, if you wish. Do you remember what episode we're on? 4. Cool. You win today, toilet. You win today. I said I've had a bit of a weird day, yeah. It has turned out to be a pretty weird one, hectic. Big old long chat with Inky this morning. Another long chat with Inky last night. This morning. Still no real idea as to what's going on, but We had 8 years of honesty last night and today. Was it 8 years, 8, 9 years? I don't know. It was long time. Just of chatter, you know. Things that needed to be said, things that could have been said 8 or 9 years ago that have been said. Don't panic, it's nothing hardcore, just, you know. You know how sometimes it's just nice to refresh, you know? How we got to where we are. How did certain things happen, kind of thing. It was one of those. It was nice. It was odd. Things got a little heated at times, but I'm probably better for it. Although Inky would, I don't know, she might not agree on that one. And then Inky buzzsawed me. I don't know, I can't remember how we even got into it. Just the idea that, she said something. I said, well, you know, I'm thinking of, and she said, well, I'll do it. And so I think Inky said I've only had 3 haircuts in the entire time me and her have been together, and I haven't shaved in several years. Then she did it. So here you go, results. And the main panic was that the children would freak out because they don't like me changing the way I look. And they didn't even notice, they didn't even make comment on it. Now, the toilet, we've gone back to the dark ages. So, we've had workmen round most of the day to try and figure out what's going on. So we've been having trouble with the drains again, like we had a fair while ago. I say around about the same time I got blood poisoning, when we had to have like an industrial like chemical toilet at the front of the house, because you couldn't use the drains in the house. Like the water would go nowhere, nothing would go anywhere because it wasn't properly connected. We're worrying that it might be the same thing. John has been around here all day trying to sort out the lavvy and the drain. You got around here for about 2:30. We're now rocking like 7:20, and it's been uneventful. The main problem is, like the last time, we don't have access to the main drain. That skips houses here. So my neighbour on that side has access to the drain. Not us, not next door. Then one has a drain. Then then they have drains. Like every house after that has a drain. It's really, really, really weird, but we haven't been able to do any checks unless our neighbours have allowed us access to their property. And so we've been knocking around, going around, checking everything we can. And as I say, John's been here for hours and hours and hours, bless him. And 2 of our neighbours have been very helpful, and 2 haven't. And the whole thing just had to literally stop because one of our neighbours will not let us do anything to their drain. There's a main drain out the front of their house, and there's another drain, I believe, in their house. And we understand they won't let me do anything, obviously, because I'm not a qualified plumber, but they won't let John do anything either because he's not a member of the water board. He's not part of the main water board. So even though John's a plumber, they won't let him touch it. So we are effectively stuffed at this point. that was the only other point of access. So John was originally, he said that there might not be anything he can do, and that he'll call the agency up for the landlord and just say, like, look, I've tried, we can't do anything about it at the moment. I mean, he put like 40 foot worth of rods down all of the drains that he had access to. And I mean, we unblocked someone's drain as well. Like, there was a drain, a pipe leading somewhere, and he thought it might have been to our house. And it unblocked, and water ran through, but it wasn't connected to us, or it didn't seem to be connected to us because nothing shifted from our end. Like, there was just water just everywhere still. And you know, she's put 40 foot of rods down. He's like, I don't think this is. It can't be like a collapsed drain because we've used 40 foot worth of rods. And well, we're hoping it's not a collapsed drain, because it could just be, if it was like it was last time, the bit of pipe that connects us to the main drain had dropped. So even if the drains at the actual main drainage is fine, if we're not connected to it, nothing's gonna go anywhere. But he said he's gonna come around tomorrow, tomorrow in the morning, to do this and that. I'm gonna have the toilet taken out, and all that. We're gonna basically just gonna see if we're properly connected. So the boys are at Mum's, because we can't have them here if we haven't got a toilet. And then the fun will continue. The fun will continue. Hey, it could happen. What the bad feeling was? Toilet's broken. That was neat. She's just been talking to John. As I say, we'll have a look tomorrow. Although I won't be here to check. My dad's gonna have to come around in the morning, so we've got stuff to do tomorrow. Oh, damn it. In this country, if you do not have a tumble dryer and a toilet, just go back to the mud hut. Romantic meal for two. There's the wife. Hi there.
Right.
Quickly, because I'm back. I know I'm not. I've fallen a couple of times. Almost fell on the way home after taking the dog out. Fell yesterday. Just feels like I'm standing there, and then all of a sudden it feels like I'm standing somewhere else. So it's just gonna lean back and just, I mean, it literally just feels like the world is going and tilting on me. Anyway, I don't know how to really word this now. I thought about it earlier, but me and Inky got chatting on about other stuff. Really silly, random stuff, and it's been nice to talk to Inky about just really random, stupid stuff. But the like years of truth conversation I mentioned earlier. There was an event before the vlogs where I blew my top, lost my rag. Just basically, Inky and her mates were out. I've told the story before. I think Inky and her friends were out and they came home really late, and I had tried to call her over and over and over again, and I couldn't. Her phone was dead, and like she said, she was going to be home by like 11 o'clock or midnight or something like that. I might have even like been 1 o'clock or whatever, but you know, within that kind of time frame, within those few hours, that she said she'd be home, and she didn't come home. And I found out that there had been riots or big fights in the city in the rough area that Inky and her friends were going to be hanging out. And so obviously I panic, and when I'm trying to call her, and I'm calling her, and I'm calling her, and it's just not going through, in my head I instantly assume the worst, that she's either been arrested or hospitalised or something like that. And when she did finally get home, I just freaked out. And I felt really bad about it. To this day, I felt really bad about it. So what are you talking about? Well, the honesty part is that the conversation of truth was that Inky never told me up until this conversation what actually led to her and her friend getting home late that night. And already, because I'm being quite vague, people are jumping to conclusions. But it turned out that they'd had a pretty, well, they could have ended up hospitalised that night. I think they had some, her friend had a very rough night apparently. Then she, Inky, the night started to go pear-shaped for her too. And I mean, worst case scenario, that she could have been caught up in all of that chaos, or as close to it as matters. But I wasn't told until recently, because she didn't want to get me down. I said to her, Inky, look, you already know I hold you up here. I'm down here somewhere, so I'm holding you up. And I'm ready to catch you. If you ever feel like anything's too heavy, you're going to drop, I'll be here to catch you. I say, whilst what you told me would have probably been quite upsetting. I mean, she said, why would I have told you were already upset? I didn't want to make it worse. I was like, I probably wouldn't have blown my top had I have known about it. Had I have known of the hell that you and your friend had gone through at parts of that night. On that night out that you were supposed to be having fun with friends, going out and having drinks and partying and stuff like that. Had I have known, I could have shared the burden with you. But because I didn't know, and I just flipped out, I felt bad anyway. And as another thing, I should probably let it in with this, that even if it's something like, if I fucked up, don't sugarcoat things for me. This is to everyone. If I screw up, don't sugarcoat for me. I don't appreciate it at all. Because you have no idea how painful it can be in the future to find out that people padded the truth for you, or they just didn't tell you. Because nothing hurts more than feeling like maybe you're not reliable. Maybe that's not the right way to put it. I can't think about it. I can't think of the words now. But it hurts to feel like people couldn't confide in you, console in you, that they didn't think that you needed to know, and then you find out in the future, kind of like when someone tells you a white lie to protect you, and then you go with it. So I said to Inky, if I ever screw up, don't not tell me that I've messed up. Tell me. And then I can work on it. Or if there's anything ever that happens that bothers you, tell me. You know, don't ever feel like anything has to be hidden from me, because I've always said that to people. Never hide things from me. You know, if anything is getting you down, let me know, and I will be there to share the burden with you. You know, rather than letting you sit there alone whilst everyone else thinks something else is going on. You know, oh, you know, it could be just be that you're an arrogant twat, or you're unreliable or something, rather than let people think these things about you. And right now I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about people in general. Tell people what happened. Tell someone what happened. Don't hide it. Don't let people find out in the future, because if people feel, or if they find out they've made an assumption, damn, that hurts. That really hurts. And again, if people find out that you couldn't tell them, that hurts too. So the 8 years of truth, just Inky told me, like, she told me the lead up to what eventually ended in me blowing my top. And again, had I have known, I probably wouldn't have, I might have lost my rag still, but I probably wouldn't have been quite as aggro about it, you know. And just like so many other things. I have never, ever, like, lost it because someone has told me something that I didn't necessarily want to hear. So, there you go. And none of these conversations have really helped me feel any better, based on the vlog the other day that something doesn't quite feel right. It's just been nice to have these conversations, to actually sit and talk with Inky and family and friends, just about anything and everything, to remind them that whilst, regardless, I will always be there and do everything in my power for them, to make them feel better and to achieve everything they wish to achieve. If I can help, I will. Even if it's just sitting listening to other people's problems, I will do it. You know? But I'm starting to think, like, because of the falls, I almost dropped food that Inky passed me earlier, and when I was trying to pick some things up, I almost dropped it all on the floor. I'm concerned it could be my health. It could be. I don't want to let people down. I'm actually also thinking that could be largely the problem. I'm thinking that I'm holding everyone up here. I'm keeping myself down here because I don't want to be on equal pegging, because that'll make me arrogant, right? But by the same token, I don't know if I'm quite living up to where I need to be. You know, I don't think I'm quite doing enough of what I could be doing. Maybe that could be it. But I've dragged this vlog on long enough, and I really do feel dizzy and sick right now. It's hard to get the words out. I'll run this one by Inky again as well. Ugh. Be honest with people, even if you don't think they want to hear it. It might be better for them, and it could very well be better for you. So I hope you're well, and I'll see you over the bit like tomorrow.